Hey everyone, we're live here in Houston, Texas. Today is Thursday, May 3rd, and as you can see, I'm not at the pool again because, Mother Nature won't let me. So, this is show number 14. That's a lucky number two. I'm very happy that we made it this far. As Julie and Sara May and Patty discovered, you can come a little bit early to the show and the chat room's already open. So we've been having a little bit of chatter in there this morning as I got ready to start the show. So that was fun. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to schedule the shows when I hit the notification bell so that you get an announcement, a little reminder that I've gone live. And what I noticed today, and I don't know if it happened with everybody, because I had scheduled today's live show, I got a notification about a half hour ago saying, heads up, Drew's going live in a half hour. So that might help too in case you keep forgetting. Because somebody emailed me the other day and said, I'm so sorry, I keep forgetting about your show, and hopefully they'll show up. So anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Yesterday we were talking about getting our groceries delivered. So I did a little more research on the Costco one because that one excited me the most. And what I discovered was, while they don't have a delivery charge, which was very tempting, they raised the price on every single item online as a service charge built into the price of the item. So they didn't say, okay, at the warehouse it's $5 and now it's $10 online. They didn't say, so there's no way to find out whether or not, or to figure out whether or not the upcharge is worth the convenience of not having to get on the freeway to go to Costco. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to go on the freeway and go to Costco and get my normal things, because I usually get like the paper towels and the coffee beans and stuff like that. So I'm going to go there today and get the regular things and then take my receipt and sit down with the Costco online and see how much they upcharge. I'll report back probably tomorrow what percentage they seem to raise the price as a service charge, and then we'll all know whether or not we should order online, whether or not it's worth the convenience. Oh, look, more people showed up. Hi, Leslie. Angela, hi Angela, so glad you're here. Julie said poop. I'm a 12-year-old. So anyway, she's going to Costco after work today too. Oh, DJ doesn't have a Costco. I'm sorry, DJ. Costco's are really wonderful. I love going there. I love it. It's like it's a whole cultural experience, and they have really good hot dogs and pizza there too, and cheap. So if you're scraping up coins underneath the sofa for lunch, go to Costco and get a 99-cent hot dog. $1.50, I don't know, I don't remember. So anyway, because it's Thursday, getting ready for the weekend, and I know I'm gonna go to Costco, today I made my meal plans for the weekend, and it looks like we're going to be doing a lot of pasta because I tend to cook a big pot of something so I don't have to cook every night. So I'm going to make a big pot of pasta tonight. And Costco, of course, you buy everything in massive amounts. And so I'm going to buy a massive amount of pasta and pasta sauce. And that's my plan. It's also laundry day, like we talked before. I used to try to do a little bit of laundry every day, like every night after work, do a load of laundry, and then it's always done, but it never got done. And I hate that. I want stuff to be done. Want to cross it off the list that it was done. There's something very satisfying about that. So today I already started this morning early, first thing, once all the showers were done and everything. Started doing laundry, and hopefully by this afternoon it'll all be folded and hung and put away. I don't do dress shirts. I send those to the dry cleaner because although I love to iron, I just don't have the time. That's all. It's just a time thing. I used to iron like in front of a TV show, like I'd save up a show that I had recorded on the DVR and then watch it while I ironed because it seemed like a good use of time. But even that seemed, there are too many things competing for that half hour of The Big Bang Theory. Other chores that need to be done. So that's my big attack plan, extra stuff to do today. the reason I am not at the pool is because although it's sunny and not windy, I heard thunder. And I have a rule that if I can hear thunder, I don't go near large bodies of water because um, I'm sure I didn't make that rule up, but it's too dangerous. So the dogs are at daycare. They're going to get a bath this afternoon and get all the other dogs slobber off of them because sometimes they choose to join me in bed and they stink if they don't get a bath. So I'm very excited about having clean dogs. Hey, did you check out my Instagram? I activated the Captain Housekeeper Instagram account. I stumbled over that. That's okay. And I'm trying to do Instagram stories of my day as I go along. So although we're talking about my TAC plan and what I have to do, I'm trying to document it as I go so we can get a window in on what it's really like to be the captain of your house. So links in the show description there if you want to check out my Instagram. So Captain Theresa, I hope you're here. I've been watching to see if you showed up. Captain Theresa has to watch from work and sometimes her boss walks in. So I forgive her when she comes and goes very quickly because, you know, don't want to lose your job. But Captain Theresa, I'm sure you'll listen to this later if you're not here. Captain Theresa asked, how do you cut onions and not cry? And I think this is very specific because when I cut onions, I don't cry like I used to. So I think I built up a resistance. When I was younger, much younger, I couldn't even be in the house if somebody was cutting onions. So the thing about onions is the reason why it makes you cry is because the juice in the onion has the thing that irritates your eyes and it goes airborne. So with that in mind, here are a couple different things that I know that helps to alleviate that. So a really important thing is make sure you have a super, super sharp knife, because if you have a sharp knife, it's going to cut through the onion and not squirt the juices into the air quite as much. If the knife is dull or serrated even, it's probably going to be more likely to release those juices into the air. So be careful, but a super sharp knife will help right from the get-go no matter what you try. Another really, really effective thing is if you put the chopping board like on top of the stove with all the burners turned off. Asterisk, don't turn the burners on. Put the chopping board on top of the stove and turn the hood on the fan, and any of those juices that get released as you're chopping the onions will go up into the hood instead of into your eyes. That actually is a very effective thing to do. And if you happen to have a pair of goggles, swim goggles or safety glasses, those actually really do help, because if you think about it, it's just the airborne particles getting in your eyes. So if you can put on safety goggles, you're going to keep the juice out of your eyes and they're not going to water. Another thing that's a really interesting trick to do that you have to be careful because you have to do the timing just right is you can put your onion in the freezer for about 15 minutes before you cut it. But if you forget it and it freezes solid, you know, it gets gross. But for 15 minutes, it gets really, really, really cold on the inside. And then when you chop it, those particles don't go airborne as easily because they're so cold. It eliminates a lot, the percentage of the airborne particles. So that actually works really well. I've done that one before, more than once. And then the one that I asked a friend of mine, I said, what do you do? And she said that she puts her chopping board in the sink and runs water on top of the onions as she's chopping them. I've never tried that, but she said it works like a charm because, you know, obviously the running water grabs those particles and washes them away so they don't get into your eyes. And needless to say, if your eyes do get irritated, don't rub them because you have that all over your fingers. I know that sounds real obvious, but you know, when you're uncomfortable, you forget to do that. So be very careful not to touch your eyes after you've chopped onions. And on a side note, if you've chopped jalapenos ever, don't ever touch your eyes or your nose because that burns forever. But anyway, that's a story for a whole other show. So Captain Theresa, thank you for that question. I hope it was helpful for you and for everybody who's watching. Oh, let's see who's here. Oh, Sara May. Hi, Sara May. I think I said to you, hi to you in the chat room, but hi here on the show too. Lots of people watching today. This is exciting. Let's see what anyone's saying. I've only been to Costco once because I would have to fight Austin traffic. Traffic in Austin is terrible. It's a fun city to visit, but man, oh man, you better plan to be in traffic for a while. I know that they're growing and they're building streets, but they need to hurry up. Try using sweet onions. Yeah, you know, I read that online too, that like Vidalia onions that are sweeter tend to not be as irritating. So maybe if you just change the type of onion that you're using. I like to use red onions, but I've heard they really irritate people's eyes if they're not used to it. So sweeter the onion, the less irritating they are. That's a very good tip. Thank you, Sara May. And wear gloves when you chop jalapenos. Sara May said, wear gloves. I always wear gloves when I chop peppers. I made a green chili stew last year sometime. And the types of peppers I was using weren't hot peppers. They were just like those mild green chilies. I can't remember what type they're called, but the type they make like chili relleno out of. So the big flat ones. And so I didn't wear gloves because they weren't hot. But the oils and the peppers got into my skin, and it didn't come out until like in the middle of the night. It was like 2 in the morning, and it felt like my fingers were on fire. And of course it was the middle of the night, so I was like, what's going on? So then my eyes were on fire. It was horrible. So always wear gloves when you're chopping peppers. It's just the safest thing to do. And then you take the gloves off, throw them away, and you don't have to worry about rubbing your eyes at 3 in the morning. It's such a good tip. Thank you, Sara May. What else we got? Oh, Instagram, talked about that. Costco. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I also, yesterday I was talking about that delivery service. So I've made a plan that I'm going to kind of investigate all the different grocery delivery services and tell you. So next week, hopefully I'm going to start that, and I'll start reporting back my results. Ruthie says, that's an awful experience. Yes. Yes. And it's the type of experience you learn the hard way. You don't believe me until you've done it. You know, somebody will say, oh, don't put your finger in your eye. And you're like, oh, whatever. And then it's like, you can't believe. I think there was somebody on one of those trashy talk shows back in the 80s, and he ate like the hottest pepper in the world because he could handle it. And he got it into his eyes immediately, and they actually wheeled him off on a stretcher to the hospital because, you know, why lose your eyeballs? You know, it hurts really, really bad. Okay, folks, well, thanks for showing up today. This has been a lot of fun. I have to get to Costco before the crowds get big. So, you know, remember, just because you're in charge of your household and your house, you don't have to do everything. Always delegate and automate whenever possible. I have a link to a blog post about that in my description. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell your friends about this so that they can come and have fun too. I'd love to see everybody here. I need to get those subscription numbers up pretty soon because time's a wasting. Okay, and say it with me, everybody. No matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make today a fantastic day. Okay, thanks. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Bye.